Hey folks, I wanted to do a quick stream regarding attachments in Replikant because there's a couple of different ways you can do that, and I want to explain what the difference is and how to do it. So you have attachments that are on the character level, so you can see that in your when you're designing your avatar, or you can do it in the scene level. When you do it on the character level, the attachment will basically be saved with the avatar. So, for example, if you're putting on some glasses, that's a good example of that. So let's do that. So now we have two pairs of glasses on here. You obviously don't want that. So here you can say hide the glasses or hide it in render. So if I don't want these, I can switch both of them on. So let's say I want these glasses, but I also want them to hold something. So you have a bunch of presets in here. You can also make and save those. But let's say we give them a hat as well. Say we put a clown hat on top of him. There we go. When I save this avatar now, these will be saved with it. So I can load it at a later stage or in a different project. I will have that all saved with it. I also wanted to point out that you can add more stuff in here. Here, for example, the meshes. You can even add like special effects like particles and so on, which is pretty cool. Then modifying this, I saw there was a question regarding a microphone. Let's see if we have a microphone in here. Yeah. Actually we don't. You might have to bring that in. Let's say we take a bottle in that cage. Let's take like a little bottle like this. So this bottle doesn't have a preset, but I can just drag it in here, and you see it will automatically, wherever this is, when it finds a point, you can see that it snaps, right? This is off a little bit, but this is the closest that seems to look fine. So I'm going to just leave it here, and then what I'll do is I go to this soda bottle and go into my transform. You see he's got an idle on, so I'll pause that a little bit and zoom in. You can either use this to position or use these. I'm using this right now, and then you can actually use that hand. You see, you can use the animation of the hand to yeah, always got to remember to switch that pause back on. See, I got the wrong hand here. Come on. Okay. I see we need to fix this. This is like hold, this is like pistol grip, and this is fist. Seems to be a small problem with this, but yeah, anyway, so now I have this bottle in the hand, and if I change my pose, so he's got that in there now. If you wanted to turn it around, that's not a problem. Again, I go back to my attachment here, pause it for a second, you could actually, so now it's turned around. Now let's look on the other way. Like for example, the hat here is also, I want to have that a little bit bigger, for example. Let's do that. Scale that up a little bit, actually. There we go. So now back in my scene, if I, for example, let's do something weird, right? So we got this guy, and let's say I wanted to have her sit on top of the head. This is how I would do that. I would parent her to him, and then I go and look at the attachment. So this tells me that she is parented to him. Then I will go to the attachment in here, and I'm going to take the socket. So let's say we want to put her on the head socket. There she goes. Now I'm going to make her a little bit smaller, like a little kind of pixie or something. And I'm using spacebar here to toggle through all these transforms. So I'm gonna put her on the edge of that helmet. I'm gonna go to her avatar and just give her a sitting animation that I just always want to loop. So in that case, I'll go to all, sit. Play the animation again, and you see that she's sitting on top of that hat now. Actually, I'm going to move her a little bit more to the rim. I'm going to move her a little bit more to the rim and play my animation again. You know, that's obviously quite a interesting idea, but I can, since I have her selected, I can just now go, oh no, sorry, I should be on her, right? So I can now try different, wait, hang on, do I have her selected? Yeah, let's do, let's say she's cheering, sit, cheer. Well, it's obviously because he's moving so much, it's a bit, you would expect her to bounce off, but you get the idea, you know, and that way you could put anything on a character, which is fun. I like doing that. Then let me see, let's take him again, let's give him a little bit more of a bit of an idol, and then yeah, maybe she's like a little kind of hand puppet or something. Okay, pose. This is always quite tricky. That's why you really gotta make sure you pause your animation while you're placing this. Okay. Now let's say we do one more other thing. I'll go and do some particles on here. Or lights. Lights is also actually pretty cool. Yeah, so for example, if you have like a flashlight, right? So let's say, let's do that actually. Let's say we're gonna add a flashlight on top of his head. Mesh. Let's see what we have. Is that a flashlight? Yeah, it looks like it. Oops. Now this is actually something I could do on the character level as well, but since we're here, let's do this. It's a big light actually. Let's try to find something a bit more subtle. Yeah, this one. Okay. So parented here. Make sure you select where it is. You know, I want to put it on his head as well. And then make sure that this is positioned correctly. So I'm not sure if this was a working light. In that case, I also want to actually drop a real light in there. So I will take a spotlight. Add that spotlight under this spotlight. So if I end up rotating it, right? So you can make a whole kind of tree of attachments. So this is only kind of pre-visualizing this spotlight. Well, you could actually set it to render, but it's not as nice looking as the one I have. So now I basically have a real light inside of that spotlight. And when we stop moving, you know, they both move. This spotlight we can actually see what it lights up. So let's let's make that size a little bit more narrow. And then let's just take all the lights here. You see, so that's a pretty hot look. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, have a fiddle with that, and obviously, like when I render this, let me give it a little bit of light to him. A little bit of light here. Okay. So now if I'm just going to take this default camera and have him do a little dance. So let's say singing. So I'll add him to the timeline, add the animation, and you see as he basically moves around, he lights up the room, and he's using his soda bottle as a microphone, and she's sitting on top of it. So this is fun to create, especially late at night. I'll do a quick render of this so I have a nice demo of this as well. Okay, so that's how that works. Thank you.